red zone, not getting touchdowns, how much does that gnaw at you?
Well, I mean, obviously it was a huge contributing factor in this game. We're down there 6 times. It's, good news, bad news. You get 6 opportunities, which is great. We're really moving the ball in between the 20s. But, 1 out of 6 is not going to cut it. And, clearly, with that, we have to get better. We have to, it's as simple as we've got to execute better. And really as, on offense and really as a team in general, because we had 2 other opportunities to get off the field on 3rd down, and we gave up touchdowns in the red zone on defense. So clearly that's a spot we have to improve in.
Coach, you can make a case, especially with Decker hurt, that your best offensive player, or most productive, has been Chris Ivory. How come he was not involved in that final drive?
Well, I think, when you look at it, obviously, I think you're right. Chris Ivory's played, extremely well for us. We think we have 3 backs that are very capable. And depending on certain situations, we'll have one guy in there. He'll factor in the game plan maybe more than somebody else. But we think we have 3 capable backs.
Now, it seemed like, I'm wondering if it was because you fell behind early. You didn't run as much as we thought you would, and you put the game in Chino's hand a lot. The reason that you run was essentially not as prevalent. Was it because of the deficit?
Well, I mean, you fall down early, 14-0 and things like that. You probably throw it a little more than you maybe even planned going into the game. But again, we still wanted to, be able to do both things, and I think we ran it more than they did, even though they had the lead. So, those things happen. We thought, obviously, what gave us the best chance to move the football, and that's what we did.
And you got down there in the last drive, and it just didn't seem to work out. I'm wondering, as you're driving down, are you thinking in the back of your mind, I want to leave some time on the clock if we score, just in case we don't get the 2-point conversion, so we can try an onside kick and have time to maybe execute that and get the ball back?
Well, by then, it's, that's tough sledding because you're not going to get, if you score quickly, then absolutely that's what you do. But I think as you're going in there, you're ready for all the scenarios. But if it goes, if you score quick, and you don't, you don't score the 2 points, and obviously you got the onside kick, and that's what you have left, the timeout. So that's why you're kind of trying to save them. But at the end there, you're just making sure you have the right play called and you feel good about it. And it was clearly going to come down to, if we score and then going for the 2 point. And, obviously you still have the onside kick, opportunity. But, you do try to save as much time. That's why we took the timeout. When they kicked the field goal, they were going to wind the clock or start again. That's why we called the timeout there, and saves you about 45 seconds. So, or around that, and you think you can control the pace of the clock, obviously, with your offense.
Now, Rex, obviously, this probably doesn't come as a surprise to you, but yesterday the Bears are max protecting. They're bringing in extra people. They're just pretty much going with 2 wide receivers because they're trying to protect their quarterback. How will you guys get around this? I mean, are you going to have to scheme to get to the quarterback more if every team continues to max protect?
Well, no, that's what we want them to do. That's good. And we had, we still able to get to the quarterback with simulated pressures and everything else, but you kind of open up, the whole gamut on them. So again, I thought, it's easier to defend, 3 guys out in a route than it would be 5. So again, it's, it's a chess match, and, they wanted to come back in, especially early. They were showing things, and we were just playing coverage. So it was, that was fine with us. Put many guys back there as you want.
Rex, a big play in this game was after the second turnover, the pass interference on Walls. I'm sure you got a chance to see it. Did you think it was pass interference? And if so, how do you think Walls could have played it differently?
Well, I thought Walls was in good position, but it really doesn't matter what I think of, the call. It's just that, we had, I wasn't out there officiating the play, so somebody else was, and they saw it, and they judged it to the best of their abilities. And, but we're not going to blame the officials for that call or any other call. we thought there was plenty of opportunities for us to win the game, and so our focus is on those type of things, not on a call made for you or against you.
Rex, I don't know how much you get involved with the noise from outside. Maybe you probably just listen in the room, but people are talking. It's time to go to Michael Vick, and you always knew this was going to be an issue because you're bringing in a veteran quarterback to be a backup. First of all, is there any chance that you'd make a quarterback change? And second of all, do you think it's fair that people are saying this? We are not, by the way. We would tell you if we were. But do you think it's fair that people are saying it?
Well, I think, fans, that's the beauty of this game. I mean, they're very opinionated, and that's a real positive thing, and they're passionate about their team, and if they think they have, the answer, and that was what they believe would help the team, then that's great. But for me, I can tell you this about Geno Smith, that number one, I believe in him. There's no question I believe in him. Our football team believes in him. And, he's a young man that, wasn't perfect by any stretch yesterday. But, this guy's, I know he's poised. He's mentally tough. He's able to put, bad plays behind him. And he can bounce back. And that's the way I think he will. And I think he's going to learn. I've seen him. I believe he's improved by leaps and bounds since he came into the league just last year. And obviously, I think he's going to continue to improve, and so that's how I feel about that.
Now, Peter King was on with Colin Cowherd earlier today on our station, Rex, and he said Geno has to play well in Game 4, or the Jets are going to make a move. Is there that much riding on Game 4 against the Lions?
Well, I never realized that Peter King was going to make those calls for for our football team. I never realized that. But, again, you know what? We're looking forward to playing this game. We know it's going to be difficult. They're the you don't think of the Lions this way. You think of them as, one of the top offenses in the league, which they certainly are. But they're the number one defense in the league right now. So, it's certainly not going to be easy. But, we're ready to get after it.
Rex, you said you believe in Geno Smith. You've also said that you think you have two good quarterbacks. So as the team continues to struggle, is there going to be a point where you're going to want, in some way, shape, or form, whether it's start or just have packages for that other good quarterback to help you win games?
Well, I do believe that we have two good quarterbacks. I definitely believe that. But I don't believe that we're going to continue to struggle. I think, we struggled in one particular area on the field, and that was in the red zone. And I think we'll get that, that fixed. And we're moving the ball about as well as we have since I've been here. In between the 20s. Now we just got to punch it in, find a way to punch it in, and I believe we will. But so again, I don't look at the negatives or this and that. I believe in this football team, and I think we'll get right back at work tomorrow and find a way to get better.